machine okay or what do to me one abo me she attract pe one no be me o blow yati o say yati na kan Leebi na wa boli kutu work your machine Leebi Ŋulami no okay the chair of everything wo hanya fe ojiku coming to you live from the heart of the city ngbeji ni tete latte oni afi so ana dromo afi wo no o wa fi politics to bono kwa somo nya pele juka gbe so ha na kan ni hiyo yake dromo afi bu uno okaji ohisen okay natural or sha shwon fo e oba kaji oba o fe ni sa ngbe ne okay somo ni okwa hwe igbe no oba sha.
Children have a very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6, and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287-853.
This advert is FDA approved.
Grade A Academy is all you need. With our neat, spacious, and serene learning environment, we make sure your child is as good as gold. We also engage in lots of extracurricular activities such as excursion, career day celebrations, games, and so much more. Our canteen also serves the best and nutritional meals with your kids well attended to. And we are ready to enroll your ward from nursery, kindergarten, primary to JHS1. Admission is currently ongoing. Locate Grade Aim Academy on the Mills High Street behind Enterprise Insurance or call us on 0542 426 803. Grade Aim Academy, we say passion and excellence.
Gana bi gemanti asio mi bi fe ami penye gemba asaga ne fe hunu o ya he strut ibona fe ni bi ni gba me ana oke amane bo aba foma bi anyi ke amla lo ibona fe na amla akwe ni eyi ebuwa ni anya ke sa ni ke chine ni fe o ya e ko me ni oke akutu nkwaro ma fe assembly members na asan gba te o fe lo ante oke police fui alo o che me ni me ayabuwa ni onye no ke sana kan ni fe mo
yeah ora don Inka police foi.
Ke wo kwani na agbako e bi ene. Eke wo sa wo. Eke wo atu.
Je ami pe. Popa wo jin ke popa bibi anokolo ifi akwa. Na kan le won wo kan majanche bi le won na sanba.
Na gba yo titriji gogota ni.
Hey ni ekole ni jo ami echichiniye. Alo ni jo beje meni saka ko na chunwe ni. Hey ni ekole ama chunye ni isa. Alo ndi ko ni afi egbe ko manu lehin. Ele me nefen o kapa ni gbe ni. O asaga ni fi mu ato ni gbejam ko juba lenke. E ba nya bona fi ni o fe be ke ha ne ke ni fi mu ni asaga ni fi mu ba no da gbe pa no ka se me ki ne hu le mi ye o mashi TV no. Mbe ni o dai afute kofi meji mo ni yo asaga ni fi mu ni o chan. Hello, lovely viewers. You are all welcome on the program Fingerprints. This program has been designed to help you know how to create your own business, including livestock, farming, banking, selling, and what have you. I bring to you entrepreneurs who have made it, who have the skills and ability to help you know how to create your business. This is where you have the experience to create your own business. I'm your regular host, Odai Afote. Catch me live on Mashi TV every Tuesday at 3 to 4 p.m. The program will be repeated to you on Saturdays 8 to 9 p.m.
Are you looking for a media house for your upcoming events? Welcome to Omashi TV Production Crew, a digital station that offers live event coverage such as conferences, parties, corporate meetings, weddings, and live streaming on all social media platforms. Soft copies of events or production can be made available upon request. For further inquiries, call Omashi TV on 0536 772 262 or 0244 425 652. Omashi TV Production. Ajwa Twing Me Kaminshe.
Shidaya me venika wo yebi amoto ne o Leebi Ŋulami okay o di chere mo mle sanonyo pe tamo Ŋulami won mi pe kentabe je aka wa pe efe mu shin efe no you found yourself saka onye ni mini o bright like an space yegbeko no Leebi na kejo ka won yebi wanyo ko na share mo Facebook wana wa ke o Omashi TV like o share eke o comment eke ni fe mo efe o shin kenklen o ba ngo shida wanu church ko me ko Daniel ejimo no wa ngoshida wa ha ejakele bogbele ke wala le no ebo are hu ke mi nse shishi lo ke na agbelo ncho oke won jenshi no ke wa gbina kata na no shikomi ko machine ko wa do twin me wa bo mi nse o wa da me ni demose shi ni wo ke Leebi Ŋulami ni fe mo ba ni gbe na Helios Care Center me fata eku Heartbeat Homeopathic Clinic Great Aim Academy Kenya Base Pharmacy Company Limited. Niji the peacemaker and dan you ake base vit kits drop to pane ko ye ko yoshia vitamins ni yo mi you no bile e habu na bakla na kan Kenya ni je chere wole wi mo le woni woji ogbe fangbe ja ke no oji no ko afi wode yen mo no Leebi ne if you believe prayer ministry teacher Elijah amedro okay ni kanimo kenje ngalem ni umene won ko kenje Exodus 33:13 Exodus 33:13 keji ona igbeni micho ona lojugba Kenya yin be emi bo won ba yen ni ochebenke no kanim e get a prayer by Moses to God asking, now therefore, if I have found favor in your sight, show me your way, that I may know, and that I may find grace in your sight, and consider that this nation is your people. Nakai kaji una be eke bu oti mi juba no oshishin mo no sako nyo na eke ncho ife uno e wo Leebi no wada ni ji teacher Elijah ke wonchi amedro okay na ke segment ne kaji e dro mo ni keku o ye momi na gba ka o labi pi onu shishin ke ku me fen ke chi obenke teacher Elijah if you believe prayer ministry ame ni ji amasaman ni amu ya kan do blow na kan konyo ni na teacher Elijah shikome ku kaji o wa fata wo ye okay o pe bu ke mani fe mo no chi ubenka we Facebook o wi mo fe no yo mi chon o ba chi ke ba hin abo ye be papa mi amoto ne na ke nyeme ku me ba isen mo awate grant ke me kuku me okay shingmene oti ni wo ba we ji won kwe kaje be mi na fon shiki ni bi iwe mo ku me ni hin se ke kuku me ke agbene le hu na kana wonya o Chief Justice to kono le hu ji money ajele sajine we no ke going forward the boni sake ni bi shikamo aya ha no yo ye na kangle no keji wo shejen ni gbenmewo o wa kwa ke woni ba she lead council ke ha wonya o Chief Justice ni ji wonya o to kono lo wo che ai ko ko ni egbla sajin kuma mli ichon no yo ke wana shanwa ni fe mo ne no amoto ne ni she ni ji aloma kenche Mr. Frank Nitifafa ida momliki energy NDC Greater Accra communication team Ablekuma South eba isen omo wakobon wa afeni obaya nyi ma bile gbe no ni se bi enyo ni hune what John Draman Mahama le die nche na ke ya ka du ke imeji won ifamo energy ka akwa project kuma ni ehia mane wa no wa akwa bone shika mo yo feel ka gbene wo ba wo oti ni wo yo ngene gbene Bloomberg la unke saneku Egypt yanko wo sidie no wo wa pa ife wo kwa ka so won yan alo won gbagbe ni ehin se Frank me abo good morning ni na happy Friday oya ke baba o ngena ni bi fe mo ku me fa gbeke iku ku me ni pata shi fense o ke
bo fa ngene bo alo jolly o le sa ni bio
me di enje
okay no o look so nice o ko check ni o tale put enje mi na ke ami ya e bo chini
ajo naga yo bes come ko ke jo fata wa ke wa jo to ngbe wa bo mi she Leebi ne oba kolo sanjien komi shin no ni yo mi ji keji oba no na gbako ye man na mi ni eji na gbake ha oblahin ko blayi na kanji boni mamole eja ke chemege nyenye chonyo mu rent sani gba wona ye man na mi ni sake wo ko boni ba fi ni tun ha mo ya lojo gba ha eja ke o te me kuma ta flacha na ko kan gbona malebu shi drama na wona iko ko wo nchunfo no amla lo enye kweko ni boni ba fi keji akegbejanu to ko wa fo na ke TDS amembo modern wa keji ibale housing ke ekrukume ko te po ni amli tun na me mamo mi nko mi susu akeke ba yin amla lo akwebo ni ba fi ni ke real estate se ko ma ba bo e mamo affordable housings ne akwa wa me de na me feel ojugba ko ni ta flache wo che me ni your service mi we fire service ye je me we Ghana police services service we nuchume baba o wa bi agebe people come by retirement o aso ame na yiku ame kama nchu fon alo ame podi enche te ame shi kama mi ye ha te be mi na me yo ame various nuchume ke ekrukum ewo house yen le ejinoko ni egba ona sananya akwe bon ba afiku ni atwa mashi Leebi ne matu ngamo pleke ha wo chere ni ji president John Dramani Mahama ke ba yin TDS akwe bon ba afi ame mama twin ko ni won we ku ahyewo no yage ayaye fe won ofuta eko se France oba ya wonye nchonye nwie sade ko kan call rent ye manen I act ko kan call rent ni ji act e kan parliament ni sa ka ko bon ba fi ni keja wa chi non ju landlord be 2 years 1 year nju ke krokume initially akpane 1 year shin aka wa chiki anyi de chomla ko ni ata ye no ji sanne o chusan
bano tu ado
naga
ninga
ni ru
ninga kolo me ni ko wo ninga ninga ndisi no pa fe national regional constituency branch everybody those in the diaspora ninga mafia ninga technician say o ma TV I can say on authority is a nice place to be amale especially can you be ni ayala me batabi awenya me male so that can pene o kembe na me male yo ame na ke o Frank back wo baba wo mbo ka male awu shi kefie o momo ame huni o wa me mo ya me wi mo continue mo da no wa me mo ka me ba fe stop agbe o ba me life imprisonment
naga
ninga inga huni ke yo shi ninga ni ke imbini this month na 1 year no ninga le I am now for months so far. You were talking about rent issue. Rent. But Mlai, there's a law on this rent issue. Okay. It's about how you choose. 3 years advance. The law is there already. But it's left with the application of the law. Okay. Allow implementation of the law. Okay. Mlai to me. The landlord said the cause of all these problems. I will refer you to the past. My stepfather. They will attest to this fact. This stepfather, 3 years, 4 years, you pay monthly. The monthly pay can't check to pay a monthly in you. Let me give an example. went away ni chichi efe 3 bedroom agbo ona ju agbo e ko be master bedroom toilet enyo bath agbo ko me corridor agbo enyo dining hall ke sitting one come on elevate guy 200 cities a month. You see, so one like landlord say come good e come no shika be man alo gbomo wa dey say feel like she see because the law is not being applied the landlords they taking the law into their hands and they are doing whatever they like. Well tell like I don't need landlord if you're wrong e shey pe ake ba report na mole keje na wa ke awa show le bi landlord be ba show le shia ngbe ayi to ke na ka ma fe bi landlord ke black achuni ni un na ke black na ke landlord ke choje na kan shimi shegbe ake ba show wa ma fe ni don ba fe no ko we anam ko tu e fine jebe no esumo I can pay 3 years. You ask when they pay. So you see, some of the actions there is the landlord's own for tenant 1 or 40. But if the tenant agree, I can be paid. I can pay monthly. I'll report you. Hello, landlord. I can 4 years no turn in advance. It against the law. And you go and report. The rent control bill, but take the law into their hands. They apply the law. Landlords should be punished and they will stop all this. But money on rent control then say any appeal. Mine yo landlord ya na lobo na buy like for 500 cities square kutukumi ke na bo tenant na bo abosa e ba je bo awo aka bu mo o ko landlord dey share ni ka ke be mo be mi wale that is not the case. So some of the things is quite difficult. Then the last point you see baby aka o military rule it's true shey see there are things you cannot do under military regime. There are things you can do under civilian regime or not fair under military regime. Cash civilian regime. Oh, mlachu ni one tree. Oh, courts. The court. Let's go to the court and seek redress. Don't forget about one tree court there by 5 years, 4 years. She military. After I will declare court no action. So it makes the African man become responsible, and everybody watching will agree. Okay. It's true, like a military regime is not the best. But in Africa, it is the best. Because Africa, you want to work. What people are saying, where I don't take my faith. Jote. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, this rent issue, the laws are there. It is left to the application of the law. Well, whether a new law is passed, there's an amendment to the existing statute. After amendment to the law that we have there. It will strengthen tenants. It will strengthen and protect tenants. And then it will make the landlord vulnerable. It will protect the landlord, but the tenant more. I think that is the only way it can work. But if laws were made, it will protect the landlord more. And then it will affect the tenant negatively. Then there's no need to have anything to do with any amendment with the existing statute. An enactment of new law. But they should make sure because I'm not privy to the law that is coming in Leonogy. The law protect tenants. If you are reported, I call it 1 year advance, 2 years advance can be here. Or 2 anymore, you're me 10 years, 15 years without pay. Oh, that be careful that I don't stop. No. Listen to me. Listen. If there's a law, tenants advance 1 year pay, 6 months, monthly. The landlord not to wait 4 years. Don't try the punishment to the landlord 2 anymore you me 15 years make I pay no. You don't understand? Don't you get what I'm saying? Laws must punish people who commit offense. It will all commit. It's a law punishable. It will serve as a deterrent to others. Others okay, hey, be a man like ole ni we are able to advance 2, 3, 4 years and money or children are reported by 5 years, 10 years. Or tenant to be bold and they'll be strengthened. You so the landlord cannot get to the tenant and say, how many 5 years, how many 10 years advance. So the law will work now. You get what I'm saying?
Ni ato niji amlalu ne when it comes to cutting of expenditure ke krokome ni menegbine watashin Bloomberg the city is fastly weakened by 13% in current quarter wabia ke ni several wọ́n yà kẹ́sì díẹ̀ wà lẹ́sìn kẹ́jì wọ́n international firm ne atoye many portamento amechon.
It's the same as what they said to us. Okay, our city has gained strength. So me, I'm one of those who will not sit here and say, okay, when they were praising, okay, the city has gained strength. I was one of them who said, yeah, we've done well. So the same institution has come out to say, okay, city is getting weak in there. Do you think I'll sit here and say, okay, Bloomberg is a useless institution? I don't do that. I have to be frank and honest to what it said. I've said here before, okay, the city, all currencies in the world, they fluctuate. No currency is stable. Currency because of trading activities involved countries. Hello, we have bilateral trade, hello, bilateral cooperation, then we have multilateral cooperation. In some of these corporations, there's exchange of cash, hello, goods, automation. So, for example, what dollars far, you need to get more dollars. Those things are some of the things that will weaken the city. Automation. Now, the Bank of Ghana is having some reforms. Recently, the man was interviewed, and they get gold for what do we call it? A gold board then I set up there is one of the major instruments that is strengthening our currency at the moment. If we don't produce on our own as a nation, we don't produce, we cannot export. Your production will lead to export. Now, yesterday in Jumebi, Oduni Agri Minister Yake, our dependence on Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso for onion, tomatoes, and those things stop. But it's a way of making sure that we don't use our hard-earned currency to go and buy from other countries. So those money will be retained here. It will strengthen our city. So there are measures put in place by the administration to make sure that the rate at which our city fluctuated in the past, it will not do that. Even though EBA 11, allow 11.2, so far at least the government has managed to maintain the fast depreciating rates of the city. What we have to do to make sure that the city gains strength, allow we sustain its strength there. Minister, very launch to even the school feeding, what do we call it, school farming about here. All schools would have farm. They can't like tomatoes and Cote d'Ivoire. I own your Burkina Faso. It's about food. It was school about today. What you do now to make a champ of time, and we export it there. We also make money. So the cash of dollars will check what I need a blue chicken here. About limit poultry industry, I think Minister Kashka women. The poultry farmers they've been strengthened and may produce more poultry products. So our money, no, I share poultry get a blue chicken. So the city and protecting the city's strength there, it is not done in a vacuum. It's not a process. So I see actually what the ministry did was to artificially sustain the strength of the city and make it stronger as we came to meet. The next stage is to put in place measures like production, so that things we used to export there, we can reduce the rate of export. Alone will not even export at all. Import at all. Our importation rate will reduce. Our import bills will reduce. Then you export more. City will gain more strength. So two things. The government has managed to sustain the city artificially. Now the measures that to sustain it naturally, I put those measures in place. They are sustained. So we pray the Ministry of Finance and the the Bank of Ghana governor, they should work in tandem. What must be done to make sure that CDA will not fall or depreciate faster? Because these are the only things we can do, and including other measures we can do to make sure that CDA sustain. But you see, many you are the city has fallen. The city has fallen. Nation record. We careful. Mokoni want na Mokoni want our republic. We can elect our own leaders. America Queen America Dabi we are not ready for any Republican status. They kick against Republican status. In Kuma Dumenani no. They win that Republican status can have. Once we want to let our leaders say, that Papa make that happy, we shouldn't let our leaders. The Queen should remain our head of state. They were kicking against Ghanaians electing their own leaders. Many men, I can't hear Kenyans one.
Nakan why don't you bank on Wanasham? Yeah, Frank can call the Cassie Dines and here, but Nichonake, we are being too dependent on import.
Ghana is an import-driven economy. You see, what's the import-driven? Everything we do is driven by import. For example, the car export no component here, it's always in the raw state. When you export in the raw state, you are not adding value to your product. It was kind of an abibioni. Again, when you export your things outside there, sometimes you use the money to import from outside. So in the cost of importing from outside, the Oshkano Naifa or Naifa, you have to import more. It will all trade balance negative. There can be a fair effect or see the strength there. So if you are able to export more, transform our primary product into finished goods, you will export, we will make more money. And we strengthen local production here. Rice importation, work out. Poultry importation, work out. Maybe no one fair beer, won't fair beer, no import here. Trust me, the city will gain more strength than we are seeing today. Now, if you come back, it will be one. No, you don't need to back the process that I strengthen the city here forever is what has been put in place. One back within a year or two, is it going to materialize? Then we can also critique, analyze that side. Okay, right, thank you.
Ojuba, Nakan, Leebi Ŋulami konya Benghazi, ukawenye biye kenjeniji abosi ukanyam. Okube. Livne shidaya abu na kanoni ji stakali buhu fata wa yiku kenje abusu kanya akeble makmanu acha bamina ke bemli ni wache John Dramani mama ke wache mba meke ni bi ehi amba namba fi reforms ke krukume wache atu force le hanu wali yake le ebi amli ni abaka yake washikasani alo washikagba jano tuida moshujuba ni bi ano le hu echi kemba wato boni wo mole obakwa ke kenya nye
o fare fogo na yi ona ka atu force wi no kwa ke Leebi Amnishka Saribad Monoba. It means a lot. One, equally the rate at which me borrow basa na ke borrow ne fie. If you nakai. Equally I borrow that the money will be invested into an area that will generate more. Then your finances will be okay. Now, I also want to tell you that we are not going to spend on consumption, but we spend on production. So that is how you manage a public finance. You reduce corruption. You make sure that laws are put in place. But money buy a mask, I'm all here. The export of our product here, we should have some factory that can process them into finished goods. We are trying to make sure that finance feminine is good. Can't offer not to force you. Maybe P they put all together. And CDA or finance are okay. 1 year scar or debt, I can balloon. When you pay or debt, you work we are defaulting on our debt payment. Now I pay honey. The track of finance is okay. Still, your finances are not okay.
No, Sir Frank, within these 8 months, can click in what you have to force in can assess Lojuba. Many G.
Because what debt, pay what debt. Just 8 months. I pay that share. Pay money. A sustain city, money. Cover public sector or public finance. No touch no no government has spent money unnecessarily. After this can be only good have been. So it means that there's something good going on. Well, at first it has done well. I won't lie to you.
Yo, Nakai, Leebi na wafe football show about me. I can hear G-Man and you wafe what you hear me. Where Benu or you what a John Dramani mama now me balele. I make cut cost ke krukume. Independence Day, minchon ministers, achino appointees. I'm a fool ke krukume no achino. Say Frank, neke communicate ne neighbor ni ake committee. Black Star Committee, amena noko drug ekpendre. Many yo muna me hit 10, ache no keba 5. Mena me hit 5, ache no keba 2. Many hit 20, le ache no keba 10. Neke management allo neke nani fane. No miniji no ni because me I'm just me jomo.
Alibe
o sisu age no edamoni ekole nye ya ha ojugba wo ke chade. Okay.
Come on. People don't agree with me sometimes when I talk. We want here if you to mo na ke wo beshka e wo ka wo wi jomo po de cha ne be o mini yo mo ka ga ke sheke ti atati no yo pi shi mini yo e ko di e ma o hwe so ba tina na kasa metina kasa me ka ya asem ma omu o metie nya sasem ona black star ametumo Delilah black star ametumo Delilah ni Ghana show something me ma I'll explain make one share the most useless crop of grouping Abedi Black Stars. I'm telling you today, useless.
So from where you go, you more now what you see, listen to me. I'm not hey, okay. Invite me here in the afternoon. Invite me in the afternoon, Mama Louis. Okay, yes, someone anukwale kobo, and I'll explain why I said that the most useless. You understand me? Okay, boy, I'm not going. Before I even come to the useless aspect there, the Minister for Sports has done well by cutting our finances. Come on, I can't make my scanning. They are not even doing anything. To you, it's an aqua Ghana Shakana Kabane. Maybe. Nyaka time, Mokopone ejuo. I can't mean your Irish. I can't. Yana Samaja Namishe. Appeal $6,000. What is this? What is this? Come on. Okay, budget track or revenue expenditure. Scaros Monaka Abono Afi. Go come here. It doesn't make sense. Minister, what you name? I quite me, Mamibo. In cousin, Nite, Enuda, Inteni, Estawa, Nikema, Noni, Avani Cafe, Nima, Capo, a castle Guinness, a castle beer, a logo, a castle penny. Minima thing. What am I going to do? If you don't go, let yes carry about you. Government best car, Nika Mutash like a government best car. So even the president himself, he appointed only 60 ministers to cut public expenditure. Everywhere in the country, government want to cut expenditure. That has been Mohammed's promise from day one. Do you want Muhammad to go against his own promise? No. They were black Kenya trouble. The people you see, England, England, when they play, Brazil when they play, they are not going in for winning bonus. And they even want to wear the national jersey. Ball here, man. Anybody want Messi? Winning bonus, winning one, and Ghana be New York. I'm a travel abluchi. Partey ma appear me £200,000 can it be? Hey, many homo ya me can't be no. They want to rely on Ghana. Now they know Oscar. I'm a look at the ball they played yesterday. Did you watch the match yesterday? I see there's nothing at stake. Okay, to look at World Cup qualify. World Cup qualify. They were playing the ball as if nothing was at stake. To the stage, a child player, a couple plays like 8. No, the normal terms are not go. Then you want me to say, I can see these blacks deserve some money from the state. They deserve nothing. That's why I said Black Stars, they are Delilah. The Ghana is something. Omo di akuma di agro, yet you want to do your nebu. What have you know about from Wimber frustration? I'm off the blind 1 year, 1 hand. I think the only people who can play for the Black Stars. I'm asking. Come on. If they select House of I took Joseph took with you. Take a House of Folk, fair Black Star. Nigeria could not even score us. If I'm like, tell me. You need committed people to play the national team. National team, people are driven by wealth, money. They come and they want to play for the national team. Some can use the national team to revive their career. They don't care about Ghana. Look at what they were doing yesterday. C'est encore compare this time around que nakambia mini watch Steven Apia jumping till me que naka.
Let me tell you. Me can be go te. What ka ba again? Me na me wa ka me na me fia.
Ni jimene.
Si la pia ma time ke sule mu time a we me na me wa na o ke mo.
E shi mi try am a modern ball.
Ball me no try ball ne.
O try no win.
Me na me win so me na me win na.
Ske am na no go put dem je.
Am me wo no kwa me ha wo low.
When we are modern boss,
listen to me. Modern no modern. Hey, if you play league, 38 matches, world league, world league. Now I can champion.
Money who?
Oh, but no. Now the question is, me no. The fact I'm a trouble, I'm a boy trying for me. Now the can. They were also driven by money. That is what the current Black Star also want to do. They were driven by money. Do you understand what I'm saying? They were driven by money. Shika. Me want you trouble abrocha pay no do ba. O no gbe o man fi o. Can't you kill yourself for your nation? Are you not patriotic enough? Are you people not patriotic enough? Okay, England, you are even willing and you want to even wear the national jersey. I'm telling you. Only in Ghana, when they call them not 8 hours car. Meanwhile, they are paying you a lot of money in Europe. So what do you need money for again? What do you need the money for? No, the car about when I pay me. Like I can't get for I oh yeah already. I'm telling you, you can't echo you head. Me can't. You watch it back. If I will you Master, let's be honest with what we are doing.
Frank, can you okay minister Ibomodin? What about one here? Attention.
Blaster, let me tell you, Blaster and Bawana. See, Blaster say they are disturbing the soul and heart of this nation. Yesterday, win this match, then you win against Mali. We've qualified for World Cup.
12 minutes.
No need to when the cat the ball, there's no sense of urgency. Okay, was I here? What will go? I'm sure. Can't you make a man make a child be a I'm on the labor. Hey, you're ready, Blaster.
You know, go tell me you work again like a desica. I've any big
Blaster, the coach must be asked. Did you watch yesterday? A touchdown. Every night you go to the 30th minute that you go to the
oh, now when I can spirit tag one minute opponent, that can be a bill.
Coach, what teaching? What ginger players? That be if I will just I want to trade. I became a relax. Can the people that bench for my neighbor? Come see, you can ball and sweat. One goal. Hey! Yo, okay, what happened? Sometimes when we talk, you both think okay, well you also. Blasters.
Naka ya shona akwa jala me amoto ne nya Ruby ai Mrs Ruby ai ikawenye bia kenje UK ni amle ke hai wo heribu no shidan ya ba ko ba fatawe ke ya hia naka kable makpa no acha amra lo na wo hia ke keji amba na higbe ake amba mo mami no fe no na shike fo hia amba acha no no kwa ke aso ameka me mo ba fe amefe mo lo lelen wo che John Dramani Mahama ife na 80 site ni ji pokwase bedigbe na aji eje le die che na ite akwebo ni nutumo shika mo ye ha awasuma ka obo no ntu ifi o keji wo ba e ga gbe no fe no ni e kan gbe okwa fon isinwi ha ni wo producer won ko wo che John Dramani Mahama be mi ni ya inspect ni ji pokwase nutumo.
So we are very grateful for your leadership, and hopefully if the contractor continues at the pace at which they are working, we shouldn't have any more difficulty almost up to the end of the project. We are very grateful for your support. Thank you.
There's a major arterial road in the country because it connects the two biggest cities in Ghana, and so any challenges with this contract affect a huge number of commuters because of the heavy traffic that passes through here. And so we were quite concerned about the complaints that were coming from the traveling public, and so we are happy to see that the traffic is flowing. But what I say to contractors is, yes, we know you have work to do, but one of your duties too is site management, to make sure that your work does not impede the flow of traffic. So you must make adequate arrangements so that even while you're working, you are creating the conditions for traffic to flow. I can understand what happened. A loan was taken for this project, and I don't understand why the money is finished and the project is not over, and that we're having to come and pay supplementary almost 78 million from government of Ghana funds. So that's something that we need to find out what really happened. How come the loan that was taken was not enough? Was it that the estimate for the project was not done properly, or what happened? But I can see that drivers are happy now, and I hope that from now till when you finish the project, you maintain a smooth flow of traffic even as you're working, so that you don't impede the flow of traffic. So we'll hold you to your word. You say by end of second quarter next year, you should be finished. Okay, so after the exhaustion of the current payment that has been made, would it be enough to finish, or is there a supplementary payment?
Well, as the Honorable said, we still have some more money left in the contract, to pay the contractor. So I believe that maybe in the course of time we will probably raise another certificate, and that should be able to take us to the end of the project.
Okay, what we've done is, like I instructed the minister, we've moved this contract onto the Big Push program, and enough provision has been made for the Big Push projects. Yeah, this year we have about.
Nakai, no, what you work where you go back, I don't care in Meji wrong. Say Frank. As way I can Nakai, near Bachani be Babaono. Roads, hospital, factories, can be Krukumeno.
What I do walk where you reach it.
Any walk way,
you go.
You do go.
Okay. In one hour, okay. Noni Wahima and Yellow John Dramani Mama Kewo. It can tune. You see, when politicians make promise, they must be accountable to the people based on their own promises. Neighbor power, okay? Every project started by him or Nana Adodako Akufo-Addo, which has not been completed there. Those projects are assumed they are wasteful. Scare bar in a channel. A channel care, it is one way to protect the public purse, to protect our finances, and make sure that money is not wasted. Over there, the continuation of projects. It is not easy for a government that comes into power to continue the project of another regime. It's very easy. The reason being that in Africa, like a project in Eudia, you start here, you Jessica, you start now by number. It is an African politics that have politics in Africa. So when you see a leader saying, okay, I will continue all projects started by previous regime, that leader get a back. Because one, he is not only continuing the project, but he's protecting public funds. That leader is not only protecting public funds, through the continuation of infrastructure development, he's creating jobs at the same time. Now, the third one, the president Ibacha project there, no. Can you health facility, education facility here? Can about education here? He's giving access to people to be educated. If it is in the area of health, he's making healthcare accessible to the people within the community. So a use take make can below from PE. Then again, President Mahama if I continue projects ni other leaders started now make being. There's something we call political will. Political will. The political will track. Whether you like a project again start to Machano is political will to do something. If leaders don't have that political will, it will be difficult for them to continue such. We don't have a PA project PA because the political will to continue is not there. If I can't continue pay, about TV can radio. Oh, I know they start here. If you are a leader, you don't have that will to continue those projects there, money will be wasted. So Mahama has saved the nation's public purse. In fact, it saved Ghana with the idea to continue such project. It was kind of a waste. I don't know. That is a mark of a good leader. But when we say President Mahama is a good leader, this is one of the reasons to show President Mahama or a good leader. And whatever he has said is working the talk.
Okay.
Now, this Pokwase of Ankor Road, then your Germany. The revelation you have in Jakashi, according to the handing over note given to the Mahama administration, I can pay no fiano mimali. Nothing shows I can shall pay because that project cost of $200 million. Now pay Shafes and the project have been. The contractors are saying Akashi, I pay Kwame. Alo mali. And the question is, English yo. Okay, okay. NPP. They are wicked people. If you're not wicked, you can't join them. When we talk like, oh, Frank, let's one must be. I pay road $200 million. I can scam him. Over the road, scam more. But go up the road and I. English car, not that person. I road I go. I want my car. Oh yes, car. Jologibo. You are a wicked person, man. Jologibo. That is the NPP for you. Now, President Mahama should not just look at this and say, okay, oh, almost discounted anyone would be. You promised the people of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, you promised the people of Ghana, okay, you will make sure, okay, Obia with this Kebian, Ubeji Eskamai, and our Panishilipan. We are telling you today, I'm an NDC communicator. I will not sit here and say, okay, because I'm an NDC guy, I want to know. People who have used the money, I know they've misapplied or misappropriated such funds, say, President Mahama, oh, fine. If it is a contractor and they pay punishment, if the Ministry of Roads and Highway at the time, and another that be Road Minister Amakwata, because per the contractor, is no trapping one. Number of Ministry of Road and Highway. If Ministry of Roads and Highway, I can what pay contractor can pay with the car. But Ministry of Roads and Highway. So I like car. But President Mama don't come and tell us, okay, over this can't tell no there be. If you don't take our money back, you have defeated your own promise. No care about fair. Okay, you make sure people don't run away with our money. It was an unknown car family. No, annual like she can't. Many jushka. Ke punishment ko na ke punishment ale. Now the last point again, this of our call there, it will open the town because Hilapi, Mulu can be the fair, but actually, you know, if you any many people watch a lapo around, I know many because Ben of 50. And I only Mokopo Chojame. Ona, Captain Akapomokumba, Jame, Bueba Jame, no actually behind your Jame. It breaks people's businesses. The construction of this road, they will bring back economic activities. It will make movement of goods and services quite easy within the enclave. It's a good move. Me contract and we care President Mahama next year June, the contract will be executed fully. About the piano na. Look better like Africa. About the so like June 2026 pay the promise from the contractor say. I mean I'm a femini. I'm a fee. She said from time I say la na meeting. You see sometimes say make you call any contract timeline ALR say be sharp. I can pay me fully. But if you're a contractor, now pay fully. Jenny car pay, Jenny cottage now pay with yai. Over saying can it be? I can mark the contract and I Nishkana hand me, okay, all going and mini punishment like my everything will be stipulated. It will get one car, near Bena, even though it's sign, one car. What shows I can make one car? You cannot hold the contractor liable. But where everything is paid, a promise I cannot feel a war, must be a war. Now saying, can't be a war. There'll be clauses there. I can call be a war. Each Kamahe times 2 or the more, my feel the hair, those are there. So we hope and pray the contractor will follow the like you
often obawa no what my machine okay Ghana what fe party ke hiahia often ya ke ba she be ni wo be wo se bi amamba ma enjo o wa ko no fe no ya no kaji wo she Facebook natane ni tete anan ke hello good morning nyame no honorable no na kano etenye ya ke JM the visionary leader NDC all the way good governance bo ba nyoko na sham Facebook koni no no yo ke mo shi igmeshi na kan eni wo she wo ntu ken ya akweti aton afon shiki etamo shi be pie ake ni bi kuma ba ni bi kuma se ba nye ba lojugba ba nye ni kule ya lojugba o shiki e wona to enjoy ni water wo shi ese sajin ni mba onake isaka anya kwebo nba fi ni amomo ekume ekoji ye koyo mo wo na ekume ni bi community no na asusu ake eja agbe ni ji election more practices ke krokume asusu ekume ake ekume we assault ke krokume oji no no ba wi mene me kume hu ke ji osiki fo ya lojugbe ha me ameka me wo lo ba nweshi ji am resign ke krokume ne ke ni bi na fe eji sanji ni eba kenje alo after ni afon shiki to o se frank ke bi o wa ke kenklen osiki amena le bona meta wole agbene se sanjien le hun te wo fie wo han ten ya ke dan yu ake ka chatu epe e ko le je ngbe she da ni nyon jinjin no ni ba fam to say Frank first of all most o shiki fon eyemu na kan results nyeta wo nyon ya ke nyani nation no shin e se sanjien e mina ke na gbamba ko ji wo che azoka no ni te no ke krokume MP ko mele hun ni ji new job le hun ke wi mo ko foshin Kenyan is aka wo ni bi come serious. Allo is aka woni wo pa ni bi come kula when it comes to elections and it.
Okay, funny. Ofane let me first say okay. This Akutia by elections okay ntabi en nke wa ke. The elections of what do you call it? Akutia. Then this will win.
Oui.
You see, the voter of today is rationally. The voter of today, they are rational. They will choose to go back like man will be to no vote one, man will no vote one. Those things don't work again. They want to see development. They want to see leaders who are showing leadership qualities, who have vision for the country, who are putting in place measures. Now let's delve into some of the aftermath of the Abuja by-elections. Even I put in chair, ya no maybe baba o kwe wa u so soja na u ba ho we we de be ye kan bi o na me finu italia ke wa ka me ya me finu benke me ya me finu they make noise so MVP egu me nke MVP egu they don't have leaders they only make noise because I look at them I'm like hey MVP ne all the same egu say egu and then egu so enye but eye nti omungu over what is she the elections went on successfully in Akutia. After the election said the NDC as a political party and their candidates were declared winners of the elections in Akutia. Akutia is a swing constituency. NDC winner, NDP winner. It's not a place no back here. NPP a seat, NPP a stronghold. Allow NDC be a stronghold. But NPP win more than NDC before the last one. Now, one thing that I want to touch on, the elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. Oshiki fellow by phone. I was so like he had to explain very good. So voters have now learned on how to vote because elections have consequences. For example, Nanado was branded. Tabia last week, Lambert brand Nanado Hangana. You were not branded, you need branded. So you voted for Nanado who has been branded there. To you, I voted for a good man. But after the election, say the consequences say Niba. So the people of Akutia have also realized that actually elections have consequences. So in voting for a candidate, they need to vote for somebody who can channel their problems to the central government, and then they can get better results. So that was what we saw in the elections. The next point, actually, you see when you are voting, you look at the candidates who are coming to contest, who are on the ticket, who are weighing the two candidates. In weighing the candidate, you will notice actually one of the candidates is cognitive the other candidate in terms of knowledge and in terms of what we call message. The NDC has had a message to the people of Akutia. And some of the message the NDC had were, we are in government. We are performing well. Look at our economic indicators. Look at where we've reached so far, 8 months. There's nothing like corruption. Development is going to areas that need to have their development. District Assembly Common Fund is being paid on time. But not any project in the various districts can be continued. So the voter in Akutia is saying that is true. Me church and say project could not born as being I don't need my mama you are calling me. So I'm an indigenous of Akutia. I need to vote for a candidate that can bring development. Okay. Me neko mupo ni vote ko candidate, NDC candidate. Me neko I vote to. Another point we NDC had a position okay this Akutia by election election NDC won. But NDP believe that we didn't win. But the first declaration NDC win. But ni gidi but now look at the test and okay MP win. Now the aftermath, NDC really won the elections. So one of the things we can talk about today, the aftermath of the Akuchaba election, the position of the NDC from day one has been cemented by what has been cemented after the result of Akuchaba elections. So it is a good sign. The NDC as a political party has become what? Attractive. Another aftermath that I want to talk about, the poll by Musa Dankwa. Musa Dankwa poll. You see, when pollsters give us some of these things here, as a political party, yours is to treat it with caution. You are locally, so don't work towards them. Everything the man has said has worked to perfection. No one could you need to know. So going forward there, as a political party, all of us must take Musa Dankwa serious. And then whatever he says, we need to work towards it. Because a prediction always after elections, it comes to pass. So another aftermath of the election track, we need to take Musa Dankwa and his office serious, because every poll now mentioned out there has been successful, although has materialized. So we need to look at it. Then we come to what we call the NPP MP at New Journey. NPP winning Akuchia by election said he will resign as an MP for New Journey. So at the election said NPP lose, I can resign. He can't back fight. But I don't know a parliament. Parliament you might scare me. Parliament you might dean scare me. Hey, now resign. Who resign? There is something there. When I can resign, and I can be easy can be. So another aftermath of this election shows leaders must be careful what they say. No, you be careful what you say. That's what Joshua will be careful. Now you see, leadership goes with principles. As a leader, you must be principled. When your subordinates see you, but if you're a leader and you're not principled, your subordinates will toil with you, and your leadership plan though your affair will not work, because abubu. The prime minister new job about to out. His own party will vote him out, because one, two, you are not a principled MP. MPs must have a principle. Every leader must have a principle. Resign. Where? Donko. Energy minister. He resigned. He's a principle man. He's not a principle man. Then I have heard people say, "I can resign. The back fire. I can fire." No, blow. I'll resign. I'll call it to you. I was misled. Then we move on. Assault at the NPP's position. This is where I will conclude the issue, because most of the issue you see, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Money by court, neighbor court, there's an official clean neighbor court. Court the NPP don't have clean hands when it comes to assault. Now, both way. At the Ablokum, at the I also West Wongo. I'm a fake question. I set up committee query no family report. I can make a punish it. And I look at me, the chair report there. They forgot I can share a table camera. There will be another by-election where they will not be in power. Now it has catch up with them. They are shouting, making us cry. I said, no, just near me, blow. It's another blow. I mean, no. They should continue making noise. Again, I feel the case maker, Azoka, Chief Azoka, so far Azoka, has threatened somebody. Listen, has threatened somebody's life. In law, if you threaten somebody's life, it's true, it's against the law. It's not like attempting to kill. You will never be more. But we attempt to kill. When they were in power, what did they do? I met fly that can be made fake tablochi. Because law will catch up with them. So you used to make a baby. Next time black am a dealer, you don't catch tablochi. Such a person a right they bad demand for equity minimum. Minimum, that be one person minimum. Call Kava is a character show boom. Men call it correct. Ulubis, a champion discourse. Call it correct. When it was bad in the past, you kick against it. President Nado, that means we have to work with the recommendations by the committee and the short committee's report. That means next time there'll be more bloodshed because it favored them and they were okay. I'm again, Chief Azoka, 8 threats in Muku. So threatening somebody is a crime, I agree. Killing is also a crime. Agbe Muku, me no fear because it favored you. They have no locus to talk about this thing. 2.
She said, Frank, that no bad 2 and no. Keji work granted. Keji amebe locus aka by we. Yemlana ojuba asononi tino sakanye akwena yuelo. Boy, what je?
But of our woman free, most will I supplicate. Most will I supplicate. But you don't know your emotion. Emotion. Okay. What do we call it? It's an like washing a mefe. I think I can do like they should continue doing some of these things. I don't know what to tell you. I will answer you. Okay. Ni ate Kumasi ni judge you off ni I mean vigilante big te jeme na marasak ko ni judge jufu na mo ame kere je poke o me na ba charge me about 1,800 Ghana cedis each o nye kwa na me te no aka 1,800 Ghana. What they did, does it warrant fine of 1,800 maybe?
Ya ke ni se no me na mo me na ka mishka ye no wa de.
But actually, come on, MP owner, my manager is job. Me by this time, me president of Ghana. By this time.
She said, Franco, also ya ke Beni watch John Draman mama ya na kan because president
me Papa Jerry. Now at Ablekuma North. How Kunsin, she has nothing doing at the police station. She has nothing doing there. Because one, every big they will not partake in the elections. I don't know. You know how Kunsin by Jerry. When she was coming here, yeah, but never not when you have pepper spray. Come by no my pepper spray. It was lepodent chair, me, pepper spray. It's a crime. She ake NDCB. Asia Kunsin. Video no kwe agile. Minimum agile. Yes, we go check na pata agile. Shaka agile. Amome keti. You were fine. Although they were what do you call it? Charged. They were taken to court. Court they found guilty. They had to pay 6,000 each penalty units. It means that the President Mahama has done something. It means oh, now me feel na oh fear me that be. Now I'm in Moko Yoko. What any speaker had defend Asham. I come on Malaka Machu. Malaka Machu. I find them. He will let me do more. No, like so. Can at the Quetia. You go threat Mukwe. They are calling like I see President Mahama family. And I deal with the person who has threatened somebody's life. I agree. They are the man. Not shoot man. What did you say at the time as an MVP person? Oh, you were quiet. These people are not to be entertained in our society. They are wicked and nation wreckers. I'm telling you. Over the naturally. Again, recently, the Afenamakis, a police who can truck police to have a flash house. Come back here. Can truck police to hear back police to hear machine. Okay, is it right for you to beat a police officer on duty? It's a crime. Have you seen any MP saying that it's an amount of Afenamakis? Oh no. They believe that they are superhuman. War. When you are in another party, I'm a petty beme. That is my problem with the MPP. I'm a special. I'm a kind of lady. Come on. I've been telling you at school, you are dealing with Peham Molioni. Meningma will learn what kind of common sense I have. Common sense, that's your common sense. I'm a bear. Oh, when we talk, you don't. If you have, listen to it. Listen. If you have common sense, listen. If you have common sense, your brother is being killed. So I don't feel pity. That being son of a he was okay. And you mean, I got spray book in baby. When I spray baby, work I'm on level. Let's let's be honest today. You see, let's call a spade a spade. Then the next one, ni afedema case to a police union yema. Or any big amole. Is that not also a crime? Shike ote akutia no go address bukula. Mo boy jikula use go ni me. O kana ka bomo na mo sare ko amole mo. Ba afedema case ba e ya ka she address bukula she na amomo. In MPP, I'm a message. They have no message. If you tell them today what was your message at Akutia, they will say they have no message. Asimadu, they can't move my phone. You know, you're show. Oh, the high show, Nanadi. Men are making elections. MPP missing a good. Then the last point, you see, I believe that when people commit crime, they should be held accountable and responsible. Me, I believe that. But money cho akeshi amomukwe and ejalo akele yilo. So we don't have any locals to call for the arrest of Sofo Azoka. But not President Mahama. I thought the law should work. Mahama will say, oh, the law should work. This is the kind of leader we want. So you see Nanado and Mahama. One is a good leader, the other one is a bad leader. After I said peace pact for the 2024 election, no 2020 election, sorry. What happened? So why was it? What was the importance of signing of that peace pact? What happened? They visit many Agbe families. So these people do they have the right to come and tell you and Akashi attracting life. They not be attracting in life. MPP, I'm a problem. I don't know whether it is their leadership or low. I'm a problem. From 1947, I'm a problem. I never to a template. I'm a canyon. When you put MPP to street analysis, they have no standing. That is why I keep on telling you, anytime I go on TV or radio with MPP folks, I don't suffer. In like, so that is what I have to say on this. By elections.
Okay. Ojugba chenchon obachi wo benke sani wulu ya ke ngene
ke phone na ba
o wa gbele pe o shimito wo mo sani ko meku danu wo ke ba nyawo chief to konu sani no wache Amina Idris yan wonu hia ke 2027 ni double track system e ba shi amotone na agency ke 99 schools kemba Kenya mi gba mo fi ye ko ni mehun ni amenu she amele boni e she come o yo like one na jaje mo Ojugba
one na double track mo be mefa no me an easy what brought about the double track the unpreparedness of the past regime for these free SHS. They were not prepared. BBC Kenya go Africa the costing bluff so e wole dey che e be blueprint school e be no I'm being frank e be no go ni like o neke free SHS ba ya it was a campaign promise. Get in fair, no problem. About you, boy, I'm a push. It was net. It's really like wow, we school results back there. We just go for bad. We are we school more around. It was Obiafa or school. It was not there. It's palaka she chuji be. Make me walk Tom. Make me get done. Make me walk classroom. Can be? Ona. It was what another should have done was to expand infrastructure in all the schools. The first year, expand infrastructure. I could cut 100 schools off. The next one, I cut 100 schools off. 8 years, how many schools over 800 schools. Nothing. It was, I don't feel a double track, but I am a number. But this new administration care about end double track 2027. There were many form 2 and form 3. I mean, they are part of the double track. But form 1B, there will not be any double track again. Many both the form and there will be no double track. There will be no way I school and 2, government is starting to build some infrastructure, by expanding infrastructure within the various schools. They accommodate the number because number is far. So in this case, it tells you that there's a leader who thinks ahead, and there's another leader who don't think at all. Mahama Noji, they have 2026. Mama, I don't double travel. I'll be at 2030. You got 2030 no more. Aloy Mali shake 2027, which is from 2025, 2 years. What you do is about mama infrastructure. Why expanding facilities in your school? They accommodate the number of students who will be coming. I think it is a good thing. But that is the way we can learn because many school you are therefore, don't me. Therefore, come on. Why school money? Why school 1 month? Who attach 3 months? Many other try me form 2 years. Can't remember she na me tell form 3. School be fair. You just 1 year, pay you 1.5 years. If attach 2 years, you 1.5 years. They will okay, but she attach 3 months. Get to school 1 month, attach 3 months. What kind of school is this? They will president mama ke back para can be me benaya school first and anya. What the president must do is to expand or improve on infrastructure, add more school facilities to the existing ones, but happening in the air accommodation. It means that the government has made budget for all those provisions. I will mean like what President Mahama has told all of us, he's walking the talk. It was one okay, my time me we told me it was not a KFA.
Mr. Frank, what about the backlog? Because schedule where schools come and call them 2,000. Be a number got to 1,200 or low 1,000. In Egbo, no one can make any to more no reactors and what improve on. Remember,
what Form 3 say ya. Form 2 about take time, and about take time before they will get to formality. Or there's a vacuum. Or classrooms in your Miami use for the meantime. Okay, government is expanding infrastructure. Oh, can you walk out 2,000? Yeah, walk out 1,000 there. The owner facilities they accommodate 1,000. You go my lawyer. Just schools fair and na MP. I school money population there. You come there. What money population there? No provide an infrastructure. I school communicate am here am here am after I know. No you want me see. Well, select those schools. No have infrastructure. Me any accommodate the existing many baba. It was just a matter of building the infrastructure there to accommodate them. That's all. Okay. If the government can do that,
okay. Well, 99 na kajinshi next academic year about.
No, to not leader ni a jumbo. That can feel on the few clear. She money baba ne wo. Ne no you about play a year. Ewo.
I remember koni ayo a tree we mo make. I get the diet and the preko. Well, what a few. Okay, want to Ghana machine. What a political party. Any was a no isa na gbeno okeba. Say Frank, keje bemni ni wolojiku keje presidency ni wona wonu we wan shiake Council of State ametunu chumo wuluku ni amena evidence amedamo na ka evidence e no ni boni saka ke nyawo to kono achono proud to 1992 constitution amekechono shi bemni ni na kensa ni na ewe no ejibu ona ke bie fe wiemo anu e won shi wonyawo former Chief Justice so far Kufule hu ba wi akegbe no na Kenya wo echon eji nukuni e na gbawa we were going forward there aso president to egbe kono alo because e chencho keji obami e chencho wa track wa gba ko woni ba she nyawo e lawyer nji wo che aikutu no koni lawun egbe ani bi kuma mi ya
ba ikutu ndi le wa nkelen atele boshi
okay
ebi eji nyani me nyama ko be ya Canada nju eba Kenya yi o pare la go to pare mi ngamuri so de ikule ko bi ke da ake Frank eche now let us look at first and foremost no law has been broken mi ton ga man na ashate mlaku president mama talk mlaku wa ba bu mi to ba mi to do kwenye to mo you ni what class ni ojugba o mi ko kwenye to mo you yani if you to mo mi pen tabi so kwenye to mo you yani ina mi sheku you are a nice guy
eye contact
you are a nice guy
communication nyo ya no
thank you no law has been broken the Chief Justice was given the chance to respond to the petition so the president was fair to the Chief Justice from the following ojugba again esani President Mahama minkaboke mefeke like what today atwa ake President Mahama you are don ake you have defended the 1992 constitution. How do you defend the constitution? By allowing the constitution to work. You have defended the constitution. Okay, you have a responsibility. Okay, you assist the police in their investigation. Say no one police no more pay. You have also defended the constitution. So President Mahama must be applauded for defending the constitution. Okay, any mla in chumi, sana defend. ake obo president wo bo modi aka wan mranchu ni okwa ake owe me na onupa ni alojo onupa no ake fe no kubo ya shi mo one mla echuni me han te han mla chuni te. When the petition was given to President Mahama, he handed over to the Council of State. Then they established a prima facie case against the Chief Justice. A committee was set up. They heard the Chief Justice. They came up with a final determination. Now the law says, okay, when the final determination comes, say President Mahama is bound, a very right, okay, per their recommendation, say alone no make ba kick against it. So they respond. The sacking of the Chief Justice was not the making of President Mahama. It was the committee's report that sacked the woman. That must be made clear. We continue. It is important. Okay. The Chief Justice was allowed again to go through all the legal processes to clear her name. When she went to the High Court, nobody stopped her. She went to ECOWAS Court, nobody stopped her. At the Supreme Court, nobody stopped her. So all the avenues available to the Chief Justice to seek redress there, she was given that avenue to seek redress. In that arena, the Chief Justice said that actually nobody tampered with her, like the question is, why was the Chief Justice sacked? We need to look at that one. You see, I want to make this point clear once again before I come to why the Chief Justice was sacked. You see, there's something we call principle, and then the law, principle and law. You see, the law that was established, Chief Justice allow people occupy the same office. EC chairperson, but there's an action I can show me. Article 146A established Nakagona action I can show me. Over me told you about. It was maybe Charlotte or say issue a bar. Now I show Charlotte or say. All well-meaning Ghanaians, including the former Chief Justice, need lepo a spearhead naka sake. Did you see them giving the petition to Charlotte Osei to go and reply or respond to minimum? She was not giving. So Charlotte Osei, no, fairness was not given to. She was not given the chance to respond to the petition. So there was nothing like fairness towards Charlotte Osei. Even the petitioners, many of my petitioners put in law, as anyone many my petitioner. In this case, like Daniel Ofori, Kweku Azam my petitioner. Over between. Then we need to ask ourselves a question. Why was this same Chief Justice and Ananado people petition against her? And Mahama, different crowd of people also petition against the same Chief Justice. Many known Yoma, many lepe that they are petition against her. We need to ask ourselves. So there is something now I was talking about principle and the law. The position held by Sophia Kufu in the past against Charlotte Osei was based on Article 146. Okay, Article 146 I established prima facie case against you. Committee asset committee up. Committee can report there back. President Femini Eshuebu. That was the principle the former Chief Justice upheld to allow a mom yodoba. The same Article 146 is being applied today. The woman has a problem. Where lies the principle? So for them, if it's against you, if against you, Bukwele, ke ame dabi. Again, now, former Chief Justice, has President Mahama violated the Constitution or Article 146? No. James has applied the law to the end. So, per the same law, Akufo acted upon it. Mahama will pay the same thing. Meaning he will Akufo in that issue with President Mahama sacking the Chief Justice. That's why I said, where lies the principle? No believe in yesterday. I don't believe in the same. Then she said, oh, Esani, I check the Constitution, I amend Article 146. Maybe when did this woman realize that Article 146 must be amended? These big men and women in the system, I'm sure. Oh, former teacher, lawyer, judge. Then they use the position to kill us Then again, the woman spoke about the gravity of the findings on which the said Chief Justice was sacked. Gravity. Okay. When you go to court, Supreme Court, I like a 4-5, 5-3, 5-2. Whether you are against or in favor, I call many. Judges are bony. I make very good. I go 4-5, I go 5-4, 3-2. I do Mali. Whether you agree or not, only your judges are bony. Near Australia, a coin only boy. So for you know this. So what gravity are you talking about? In any case, are you the one to determine the gravity of the matter? Are you on the board? Are you on the committee? They have determined the same judge is not coming true. I might determine the gravity of the issue again. None of my fear. In a nutshell, law, court not whether I can sin, whether small sin or big sin, a family sin. Kemoko ajuwo, befisha, ababola court. I can never court about jail. Mimali. Kemoko ajumoko doko ababola mimali. Kemoko ajumoko 10 billion abamole. Abefa befisha. There's nothing like gravity here. So even if there's gravity, okay, many 10 billion they are Jew. We are for 10 years. But Joe work for 20 years. It is the judge who used his discretion. Make my track and the cake. Committee a chomo. Okay, the gravity of the matter. Shall process issue. What was the gravity on which she was convicted? Look up to tell us the gravity of Charlotte's case. A lot of offense on which she was convicted. Sometimes I'm a few look to what bedroom. What's the name? Gorakufu. We about gravity. Okay, I don't pray again. I pray again. No Chief Justice will go through this again. Often, we have been saying some time ago. And I don't wanted to pass a law. And I can pay spouses of president, Chief Justice, Speaker of Parliament. They kick against that.
His wife.
They kick against it. Okay, I'll pay the wives. Ghana, the state should pay their wives. They kick against Tokonu Taben. They kick against it. Why should Tokonu do the opposite? Something she kick against. It's not against the law. It's against the law. So if Tokonu is being held responsible for breaking the law in the nature, Kaboko Juwane Amole, Boko Juskane Amole, Le Esani, about fine like a break like a mla. Alumani. Two, come on. Before ni Oba appoint Boko judge near me. I take a appoint the judge. Hey, there are some judges before they get to the Supreme Court, they have to start from the lower courts. Circuit court, district court, high court, appeal with
almost more 15 years.
Yes, Mokoyauni, a lord of Baake, a church judges are me, a Limlami. They need to apologize to Monoke. Abaya appointment direct. Nije Kole, sorry to say, a chocolate judge, yes. Aside the can maybe in Chohabune, a court judge Suban, I can more download a small, you didn't pee, I go. I'll come back a judge. You are carrying that theology now will judge you to attack case no, but you can imagine. So they look at all these things. Appearance in public. That you are carrying our Supreme Court judge. Yes, you can go. But I don't know. Mo fear money or particular no will judge. The one I make you a question. Book can't for be a Ghana. You're not a Ghanaian. You're a passport alone than a card. You see the guy you do there. Kabo, I tell you are not a Ghanaian. You are by birth found in by adoption. You are Ghanaian. See, I'm a Ghana card over passport. You are not a Ghanaian. Call a birth certificate. You are not a Ghanaian. How do you generate the passport and then the Ghana card? That's it. So I don't understand some of the judgments. It's not sometimes common sense. We apply it. Me, I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. The Chief Justice is talking about the gravity of the matter. What the Chief Justice, the SAC Chief Justice has done is against her own position. The committee found this again. Can't kick against it. Over no mission. I don't know the again. There was IT personnel judicial council, judicial service, and I can tamper with case. There was a tamper with a case. To the extent I can set up committee. Ni aqua issue and is the person culpable over between. I be gonna hey, she just say femini. A transfer market enough. Me no do money transfer more. Next I need agbe committee work and nana ke o neke di final outcome me. Agbe gonna not transfer more. Me no hide up. You are a lawyer, allo judge. Ni is that laid out procedure at you didn't allow the procedure to be exhausted to its fullest. Meaning that there's something you're hiding. The committee also found this as not proper. Misconduct. It's a total misconduct. Two issues any kind of way. I heard people saying that the petitioner, she has been convicted of just one. The other petition says, I need to amend that. Ni a convict, a be fair, and another convict. Oh, no, you are atai. No more atai. A case more than 50 count. You don't wait to convict the person in or get more or convict. I can't want to do yes. The rest of it. It becomes irrelevant because therefore, if the chief justice said no fear in law, a breach blah, not a shut yes, she has breached the law. You don't go back and say here, other cases just that be a breach. After issues be answer. First one I want to do yes, let's take about it. So those saying that I don't agree with them. Then we come to I've discussed what the Chief Justice said. Then she also said that she agrees with the President Mahama Ake. Not Mahama Fefe Etokumlano. Chief Justice, former Chief Sofa Kufu. President Mahama has not breached the Constitution. In fact, no law has been broken. Allo breached. Why are you against the sacking of the Chief Justice? I don't get it. But don't get Mama talk Mlano. Not if you correct me. Which part of the law has been breached? I don't know.
Several over no not chief now. Okay, lawyer Agbasan here. Man olu. None of you okay lead counsel ke ha nyao Chief Justice to konu. Waka ke wanye ni wakale understand gba ko de bla ni bia mi ya. Inche won pe bo ke bo machine no yi.
Yo no.
Yo inche enele. Yo inche. Ye shiba mle kaje be mi ni wolojepo ake wanyao to konuke ewu mutual position as Chief Justice say raise concerns babao to the extent that former Chief Justice Leon eba yue eko inche agani boji lead counsellor neke mutual letter ni bane ofa na te o mo mi haten ya gbene Leon e kan ya hie aso e kamla na alo eja gba ke neke exercise na anya ni akwena mutual boni tele na kano.
Yafi research papa. Loko to mona kemba ni mofia manwi. Taninya kubinya yake megbe no atron akejio get hello Chief Justice. Ni na kangbe atron no lo. Ene medi no nye batawo. Tije o ba ka ke letter ba iwo mini na ye letter yi. Ni ma ke bu ye na gani yi. Ni wa mo ba wa bo. Te wa fi te man bi ba no ni afi osisi. Ona, I want to say research. Producers say after research on the topic, none is one I we none of I we are gonna any what man be. Or me ma I can figure then we station that's Momboni, I used to Kuni and kept Tom and Biani, me by Sam picture me. I know that I'm on the line, call me in about 10 minutes time. Nano, none your mean, Constitution, Kwame Nkrumah, you know, a fair, a year Saniko, maybe Tayo Adamafio can make a Saniko, a town akake manjalo idiame. Unfortunately, Supreme Court ni tashi many years ago kegbe me am se kunu koje manjalo idiame. We mi fun the Chief Justice akus course ake we be any of the am say ni kelelenge judge isana kesani eteko ulanje kokwe kemukuli akake mefe kunuko akake mugugu baleba akake mefe kunuko so wa ma be fa me gelbe so fi ni esha na ama me sete wo na ke ibale na ke be judges ni yo sani be ambanyi government sisi ino ni government ba ke no pa amba fi nge fi na ka government ele fi oni bi le ke gba me ana o ka government ya fi no ko de ke gba bukuna mo ngbe ba ju fuke a court ba ju fuke a e ke ju fuke te court ni government no pete court te wa fe se wa ka ke wu na ke detention na akapete na yin isi ajibu alo no kuna fe bu poten o yi wale kuna yi odi isa sana ke wale bu back ken na mo back ken bi ne ja ona no na cho la ke in man Jadiloy ni amehiyame independent judiciary Jadiloy ni hiyame ko na Jadiloy ni hiyame ye kama ko gbefu kete je me eke ambaka ke o saneja ona febu e before ekeneke o government won kala ke o yake mla ebo wode ni take ni e fele neke alo fele neke three money ke febu akebo aba back itombie ona wo keje 1969 na boy constitution ma fair ke abomode koni aba na ke mane ayi na afọ ami afoban koni government do man buloe ameka na iwale ya menoto e ke di bodi ni ebale si wo ba na ke me yu mo ake o ne ke kujulo nupa ne mene mekele ba kai wo ba atakile kai wo ba atakile sida na bi fe ba no ene mi le wo cheni tano wi ke party bi fe ke mamine la menya mkratuli wo ka me ba ma shile now the procedure na ke show mo yo te no na ke dia ke ama petition kema na yeye ni bi ko na ke me fi ka yeye no ke wo ba seta committee no ke committee ya ba ka no ke no na yeye mi shagile iwo ene no ni ba ji aka ke mu ko na to le Daniel Fori ige ni bi ko ni yuwa ifi iwo town ni isile ike 24 charges ba it all stated misbehavior like 4 charges ba ike all incompetence ba mo fa mo le aga yi ku seke wo nyo ke seke alo iwale ni be aba mi sine kan bi na actually stated misbehavior alo incompetence ni to aka mo efi no ko ni sa ni mo kwa fi alo ka lele mo le ni e sa ni fi no ni fi wo no ni fi e ka di efi la kan lele be mo na le ni sa na ani tano don e ka di stated misbehavior ka incompetence enyo ne sala na ke bane na ke abuti miye na te miye ake mamile ke vacation haleska de ke wuti ekomi de enyono ke ibiti ni mekaska na ha ebie tikite na ha wule ke ebie sikawu na pia me ija wa domene no na akenshwile enyo no akeke Supreme Court amenitu mo facho iwo ahani ake Supreme Court judge say kojulo ayafita mi ni amenya ametuni ameni ni akple nutu mo yi iwo lewu ya ke president akewu ibanye ne ke memo afita mi bo ko ni no ma fe afi ni menyo bona amenya ametuni ni shame eku ake mu ko ni if you know the judiciary ni mamile ke transfer le eje bi e kete ku aka no ni transfer la actually stated misbehavior papa ni bi etene wo wa yisane e na yisane aka wi agbona to fi anu ayin tremi won ye wadipo si no ni yo mi judiciary nke bu aka ke amenya me kra independent judiciary ewo je ni mokoba yen ska e ka keke uta o ne keska ne ni un ke fe mo ne wa mi coffee wa mi be ya bu kaple ewo balake af je ke ha me nu chumo pesha me ska to gbediano fe de je ameyi ameyi to mo me ne yi ameyi independent ewo money ba anye ton boni sana fe ni bi aha meji ame no ko na to le judicial council the judicial council le to agbedi ano fe ame ni judicial council na ke oba fun gbe oba anye oke moko aya ni sikafa na ba ha bo ake no ni okuba yin se de no ni blofo ke pe de me na kan mo aba half of na kan ska ewo no na tole travel policy ake mini di no ni akono mini wolo akono dani aha mokufa agbe amekwefe no na mekeba na mekake no na mefie fe ni jana apa o mo efeko noko ake ba anye eke mokoni le sumo afagbe eke wu ekomi eke biyo agbena shikana ke hale ne ku se ba sesino gbe enyo pe no de so ye de fe ka ha me le bu no ni e ayusi ye je me hu akunta ewo efeko noko tikite na cho travel policy leke akabanya e kwa ha money kwa ya ewo ka ya hale efeko noko ni auditors ba kwa mi am raise no na cho le query ka raise query obaje na ka ke audit query je no ko mo ka ni ba ni mi kwa ni bi mi ina no ko ewo mi share yi mi o yo ka mo e ka leke travel policy ne no ha megbe ni neke ba agbena ba bu no na chole management letter ba ke komo no ba kwanye woji ami ke ni skapu bediano to kan bi efe wona ka ene inyefi ofe eja keje kaya na inyefi le neke fa ni management letter ba ajue e cry mi ni to ake be na jemo na mke ha auditor se akole no ni domelo fitai ne ye auditor general ye ma na mi da ne le bona fi audit te fote domelo gbe fita ene le yakwa ke le no ni UFA eyin sha shwe le mi ni UFA ke o ye officer o ye no ko na to le spending officer le ko budget le ko no fi ano skat bediano to kan bi bonu pa te bo fio iye attorney general iye minister of justice iye high commissioner e Ghana da le kekbediano me to be ne fe e ke be fanye kebi ni ma track mi throw low suspense imo kekeji ake ministry ata mi Brazil mi yai mi di gbediano to e ke spending officer ni di chief director baba e ke ma ka ke nche o ticket no ke fa gbe atole business class o buy business class ticket wambu o pe die me leke o buy in 1 week te o te travel time 2 days lo ko anmeno ko ba ito jet lag o fangbe kete o ta play mi ke ba e wa ba bu gbenyo ko no ka joy ke ni bi me ke di bona chon ni ge monitor je ka mi tro alo suspense ge monitor je ba ka ke mi nke wu ya by force wonya yo ticket ni ale iwo me tu ameni na me ka ke sane ko bei aka ke na nhwele keji moko ye luchu mo na ebu akobo aka aba transferable iwo mo na transfer le ne ele aka transform e ba evidence impile aka letter na ke habu anaye mi akobo ata iko me tata be no ba retirement ke da bi iwo ka transfer bo mi yo yi ka transfer bo bi de yo papa aka transfer bo ko wo de ke judicial de ke me de ka ke ya Supreme Court ne bona feel recommendation the Chief Justice of Africa, the Ghana Bar Association of Africa, the Attorney General of Africa, the government actually recommendation. A Kagbana Cafe Basana Kwaba Judicial Council, a Judicial Council of Aquamica, many work for any year, Yaba Nwaka Manchakuna, Doma Inishi, High Court Judge Gile. She Atauna Kra Court of Appeal. Because I can see no ape na kake ashwele because of me being a few. Chicago near Mama F. The Mama no ebani, it will a judicial council be a cabinet plan, it was near Pensa be an Eakuno. When the Kaji were not near more if they could loco. She because better about I view Akaka Baba Chakile. Think about to Imania. I mean, Yomo Ake many quo Oshiki for Sadiano. Did it year and Bashwame. Dana Yaka Bashwame. Come at a minute and no Baba. You are Ubana petition, fair petition, Abakakabaya. Dear petition, Papa. She no could make me a son no keba. Takete no, I know a Kakwamino committee, no committee, but no a Kakabina. That is like a Bano Kofimo here. No appear like a Daniel Mensa, no, Nakaba Hale, Shane, or Shete, Akaji Bomo, Miller one in Velaji Bomo, Kakamene, Shekakla here. Sunday Fene.
Okay. Kanzo, in a blast and near me, Tosimoni Saka one, she, first I don't know about more, for the many things now, ni Ukwaha, Michon, Yanekestan in Egg Befangbe.
When I guess I know be I will cover the Galu, I will lead it. No, I can't research you. No, I will. Nako that, now I can. Sunny was fair, what tower no quality. On a near, what fair, what tower no quality. Nika government, you could Anyavi. That's all.
You don't live in a cave, you more machine. Keji nuku watu bukoni onyo blame John. Come to my bill tomboni recommendations commission. First
na we no cho. Na ke recommendations so to biake. What should be the recommendations? Allow mini ko kwe ka fe e ba nyene kani bi na e happy no. For example, okay, article 140 say agi amend. Also I was expecting Lawyer to say okay, I think we should amend article 146. I don't know ko mission. Bible a new question is
a lawyer to it. Sanine boni e bale mamma why on you. What's the front? Minchon nage producer of an if you feel kuno kekma ame shian o kuno
lawyer ni mi to mi mabotini o ka han gba mi gbe
o gbe kan
hey ni ma fe ne like go to e apply be papa ni e bi e unya ni me wo for sure e shian e wo bi anele be bale wo fi politics e wo mi aka fún mi ma wi number 1 lawyer ke JM ke ka be baba show chief justice. There's nowhere John Mohammed's campaign ni they will sack the chief justice. If there's any evidence to that effect, Amekeba. If there's any video, allo letter, whatever, we are going to sack the chief justice by Muhammad. Allo any Ekeba. There's nothing like that. A lawyer often know me qualify even. Number 2, petition it was just to sack the NDC, the chief justice. Petition was sent when Nanado was there. I got petition by Nanado. So it was not that I'm Muhammad Ba that I petition by. No, so the thing is, the woman has misconducted herself. It will make a petition. Bomo Nanado for me. So they shouldn't be like ni Muhammad Ba like a petition to me. Keba. Oh, you don't get what I'm saying? Very good. Let's continue. Lawyer care. On a stated misbehavior, a lawyer's admission, the woman did not misbehave. Alone there's no stated misbehavior per the finding. From what lawyer is saying, yes, a travel all right. Ning blame chobakeshin. Ke o fan be mo ka fan be. Ani owu. Ani owule ni she's your spouse, is your spouse, and esa ake oh man, can no care sponsor Dabi. So that must be made clear. Okay, per the committee's report, the woman misbehaved, and based on that, she was sacked. Again, lawyer touched on what do we call it? The man who worked at the Judicial Council. Okay, she works as an IT personnel. They want to work as IT personnel. At transfer like a north. Why was the woman the man transferred? We need to find out. The case was that I set up committee because I came to tamper with some document, alone judgment, whatever. I set up committee. Ni a find out who were those involved? Agbekona no or transfer marketing. That was a misconduct on her part. So nobody can deny that the chief justice didn't misconduct herself.
Say Frank over me phone. Ina go work believe me o. Sani kwen no ni ma feji, sani kwen mani lawyer admo.
I saw me David Clotis. Me track ejo.
No ba no bo doinje.
Mr. Frank Ojeko. Kase nu Friday for ba. Ole mi ke kamin ko me sko no ni ba na sko bank. Ke kamin ko me. Sko no ni ba na e bank. Ateke oye he wale no ba no ke fi no fe no. The chief justice and the oye wa no ba no ke fi no fe no. Ba e kamin ko me. Chukwe e kabano. Ke ba wen. Ikon pa ke ba ye ama neno. Ke kamin ko me. Si je ni ke kamin ko me no arwatu ni. Kaje no say Mr. Frank, in by education. Only education na make the many will produce so but then you education or to me. You will come market the many work about system me. I'm a salo. On a make front and back, me 4 years, me 3 years, me 2 years. Well, no buy any your me te phone for. Beni wo ya school ne ke no di bo ne wo na school lo ko gbe na ko ma ke mo ko to mo infantile prefect achimota ni yo je ne mi ta ni bia ya achimota e na grade pe ne ka nyenta 1 e na 1 ne ko mo ko ni ya imbile ko be ya fight ha o le rodi ya ba laka ke to 600 njo am 600 am score 600. No what when Ababa read that 600 then you the many years 546 500 and you about checking the KDB nefe na gbe na ona one ata nine ona 9 but agbena Baba kwe akeshi ona 600 low ona 600 ona enye 400 aneke ona 300 aneke ona 500 aneke mo fe mo ye na kan one in billion town ne ya chimota Jeme no di ni ta wa ke ya. Okay, ni ina 540 or ni na enye paslet wa chimota. Woden te wokọ wo hinwe no akesi neke double track ni. Ewa alo ewa. Mini saka akesi tai na sale. Ora, e da ke wo fe at the school ni organa fe di beni aha me double track ero. Tano manya blao.
Okay, yeah. C'est franchement mi toni nko ke lawyer agbe pa no ko ni nko ke sa ni bimo shin na ge be fi bi wo boy another time o producer jemo pa no ko ni okay we ma yin fi o
lawyer ke ake no chumo fire court e wo chiga say e recommend akeshin e ke me fiber ni acha me awo as Supreme Court judges normally
na one chumo.
Appointment of judges to the Supreme Court is not the duty of the Chief Justice. The Judicial Council, the name is Abba. The President bar okay name say, then they go for vetting, and then they are appointed. So in that manner, the Chief Justice say, she has misconducted herself. Again, now you see, the transfer was okay. I've talked about that one already. Now again, the EC Sakine lawyer. When I show EC chairperson, the lawyer was okay. They rely on Article 146. It was okay. Petition said, "Powoliane." No, some procurement breaches. We didn't hear anything. No one know actually. Lawyer was okay with that one. But not the mean state ni atumono ni mo fiamo na ke the woman has misconducted herself. Na shuele. No I can do anything. That is my worry. But okay, also ni shuele shuele sana shi mla e kwa akeshi oyeska you are an important personality. Mla the rule of law. Nobody is above the law. The law must be applied equally and it has been applied. So I don't get it. Ibra, I don't get it. Because we have accepted that a democratic way. So therefore, there's something we call the rule of law. when it comes to a democratic state, it's one of the features. Okay, but could bear above the law, not even the president. How more the chief justice? If I don't know your money, it was chief justice national, Shemo national, Nakano national. Then again, okay, chief justice national, it's not about national. She domelovo, attack. What do we call it? Panel on a case and national woman. Over the domelovo minifi. Why not turn on domelovo fee? If you don't go, I don't want to lock your office. I can't go, system one. I can't go system one. I can't buy for system one. Actually, let down court can be the second of Domolovu was wrong. Where was my lawyer? Where was the lawyer? When it's against them, man, wrong. It's against somebody like okay, it's okay. The law must be applied equally. That's my position. Okay. It was so. So my
Naga ogo ni fe momba na gbe nage wogbele kwando
mo lo sawe twa
na to sama
mo sama twa all right
she said Frank na mumie okay o wie no mo shibo ya no ko o wie mo no talk.
Oh, you see ana tokonu esani what wonya aketokonu ajele gebe. Come on, the person should have been the chief justice for jail and tokonu. But the president can also decide, okay, me, in what do we call it? Senior most judge as my chief justice. Right? Decide, okay, my woman, no, I'm going to stop. China, like he has that power. Very only mission. But you see, appointed Tokonu, whose husband is a strong NPP appointee. Should tell you something.
She said, Frank,
I tell me, you should know a famous case. We are going to court. Man, can you know court? Can't they know about panel judges? No, no, again.
She said, Frank,
she was never fair. She used that office to protect the NPP. It's a fact. No, all this is misbehavior. Maybe they Oh, now what you are
saying? Say Frank, she might be a bono or me, or me no fear.
Only me to me, I've heard people who say, okay, Article 146 should be amended. Amended in what way? What way? Okay, both you know, I can petition you. Me never amend your name. Book a petition. I stop. So the amendment should stop you from bringing a petition. No, it should continue. 2. The president received the petition, hand it over to the Council of State. It will be another what should be amended there? Again, Council of State. Council of State about Akeu. Council of State were any party members. They are elected from all the regions. Then the president will appoint 11 in addition. And then there are people who are automatic on the Council of State. Former IGP can be good. Okay. Again, former IGP can be an NPP sympathizer. Oh, I'm a family together. I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with what the woman has done. Well, I am not share. Even if you see something wrong, I don't say that there's something wrong. Maybe I make me affect me. Hey, Akeba, President Care, I set up committee. Amendment should amendment affect the committee. Like a committee, you go when they bring it, you don't talk, don't say anything. Should amendment affect the committee? Everything that is proper. There's nothing wrong with this law. I'm telling you, because it has affected the chief judge. Say, no, I'm not tomorrow go agbo.
No, going forward there. Keji was eku. Ni amla lo na ajino. Ni the government na ba shino. Ni government conclude ba. Aso na kan ba ya le back and forth. Go on question.
This is where I disagree with you. Imbra, back and forth. No touching it. Ke police ba mo bi are no akeke we court. Show ajumo ko wo. Ojuwo. What evidence you are going to do? About what was so even if you say chief as majele no collective committee, nothing shows okay. She's guilty. Alone he's guilty. To be going to couple of force ake obajele. To na me face Charlotte say. Charlotte say this morning a pursue issue. Okay, a pursue this issue further. To ECOWAS can PA. The rule is her favor, but she doesn't want to do it because there was nothing against the woman. Okay, or used by force. Amalek by Jim Kwe. the person can pursue it to international court if the person want to. Well, like a human that you are oh, new government bar, never new government, show me new government, party, you mean people.
Chada Baba.
So I think she got the paper put for no fear. If
it is possible. 2028.
Possible. I can
coming back.
Namo
NPP government. You nyakwalo juba because opposition. I'm a new juba. Bonnie Sake.
Let me tell you. I've told you, no touching here. You're a nice guy. Come on, on a Ghana. They are rational. Ghanaians are rational now when it comes to elections. I'm telling you. First, I've been to Abuko, no like Omo, no like Aleke, vote Abu. Call him if I vote against me. I mean, Jenny Zena came for Kaham 206. They voted against the candidate. Ghanaians are now reasoning. They are rational. Well, you think they'll go and vote for NDP? Who? Brian? Ken? Who?
One favor new Juba as a country. Definitely, can you tell what's a good? Can you waffle only be Juba? Or no?
Yes, the more catching that is going to be an Mama appoint another chief justice there. Tano. Tafla can you talk? I let Feli be Juba. Don't remember the fair West. I let the same thing. Cash will allow my time defend.
She said, for Montoma Bino Kuni, same be royal. Dianani, it be here as chief justice. Ibanye Benea Yosani asking
that she cannot even sit as a judge. As a judge, yes, in Kenya, no matter what she do, she will go.
Supreme Court need the
law. As a lawyer,
as a judge,
she can be a judge. She another lawyer can different government, but no, I don't different government, but she can be reinstated. It's possible like find this against you were all wrong, but the new government. So we are reinstated nowhere. Oh, that be government but committee by attach. Oh, it's like going for a review. Court to court, I a judicial review. Okay, issue. No, these things are nothing to be against the chief. What reinstate? The question is, what we can see that government? The government, take government, Ghana like a man. Two, the question is, I'm a bar power man. Oh, they're not coming now. Come on, you get 19, listen to me. 1947, they fought, they won power in 1972. Oh, 72, hey, sorry, 1969, they won election. 72, I found me. I met 30 years, I remember 1990, 2000, I'm winning power. I met 2016. I met it. I don't know what they do, they rebrand themselves. I know that we need to rebrand our candidate. I'm a super non here. They didn't change names, color. MBB, they'll will rebrand the person. But I tell you about you, MPP will not come to power. I'm telling you, Ghanaians are wide awake.
You may have Friday. Nage also le ko na name kumempo. Wo share you mo ko no ke plus en wo
minga enya no yoko ye America. Actually Selina Boachi je bia Mrs ni. Actually Mrs Selina Eni. Uno mo na kai. Then, Minga, my boss, Dr. Tanko Rashid, Deputy Director of Elections, NDC, and also CEO, Kanaji Fek. Let's put everything aside. The man has worked. When it comes to our elections, with Tanko at the forefront, NDC will always win because they understand what election is and they make sure they implement. No fairness and I may implement, but after the NDC become successful. So people like Tanko Rashid, we don't need to joke with them. We need to always handle them like an egg. So I want to buy because they are assets to the party, which must be protected. Then my next greetings goes to Joe Metelunu Jr., Naomi Ngale, Minga Jerry, Critical Communication Officer, Naomi Ngale, Minga Godwin Mahama. One of the communicators of Greater Accra and then the National Communication Team member. Godwin Mahama, my greetings to you. Okay. And then Kege Manga I don't have a manga Manga.
It's a Friday was a market you are done, Madam when Friday there. Go watch your Facebook and eat it. Minga
Mr. and Mrs. Amadou. Mr. Amadou actually state housing. Ni inga karikari akweli. Ninga ye fair. Yesu akabe nkwebi. Ninga ye fair. Akolo na ke chogbe TV. A chogbe TV na akweli.
Ni tete anan yage lawyer Otwis mispresenting
representing
the fact. Yeah. The CJ ruled that president and vice president's wives must not be paid by the state. So why did she use state fund to purchase airline tickets for her husband and daughter for vacation trips and paid for them? No, you know nato sama le unkeba. Ye rada kenye kewe be obi FB na she no ni omji ake Monica Boyo Cock Ona Sanokai no Klai. One of our lawyer viewer come ete bache mo eba don producer Klang no koni wakwe. Nyao afe no ko nakai. Nuncho ni han le no eyo. No yo kaji wakwe don okay be koko oba akwe. Ye heni sake wakwe. No yo to those you get those nakai Jerry asa Jerry producer over na BFB kan no kuni na kan du ba ngene yoko no isake manyi madam okwo no ni bi anya daje e onya o fata o meni ko o eku na kan si mele gbine o fata o idon o to ade imi abo mi o kan nu ncho de nche amomi e fata o ni di nyao Rita Banaman Thompson aka teacher aku shika nu ncho de nche fata o ni momi. May also rest in peace. Nakanji nonije obiye angondiji Jerry ke mekuku menfen. On this note, tebiaji nu wa draw our curtains. Tebinya nu we don shwane mi okay e ma no son shimo ngone afi weekends ne. Efe no yo ya ofa ne blow. Gbeji ni tetelate. Me ra don ko mo.
Mashi TV. Ajatwe nme kemenche.